Sports junkies, you are tuned in to Double Play. I'm Jay.
I'm Brandon.
And let's jump right into it. The Southeastern Savage Storm hosted Northwestern Oklahoma State last week, taking them down 55-34. That three-game win streak came to a halt as they lost to Southwestern, so they were looking for a bounce back here, I believe.
And what a bounce back also. The offense lit it up for 55 points.
638 total yards. You're like, wow, that seemed very, very balanced on the day. Actually not. CB did his job, and he passed for 195 yards, which is good, but 443 rushing yards.
You had a two-headed monster with Devlin Wortham and Ronnie Green, and they just lit up the turf on Saturday.
Whoa, you mentioned Devlin Wortham and Ronnie Green. Let's talk about Devlin broke the record at Southeastern by passing the 2,907-yard mark held by Ernest Hunter. So now he's the all-time rushing leader in Southeastern football.
The season of records being broken, that's the story of 2016.
3,066 yards, and, like we say every time,
and another one.
Ronnie Green also brought his career total rushing to exactly 2,000 yards. As I said, CB Cantwell passed for 195 yards, added in another touchdown, so CB has had a touchdown in every single game this year for 17 of 29 passing. CB found all the different receivers again. Do I need to say how many he found? Because we just know what he does.
8.
So while Green and Wortham had these career numbers, let's talk about what they did in the game. Ronnie Green led the way with 220 yards on 19 carries, and Devlin Wortham was super close to 200, finishing with 195, but as I said, he did break that record. So that's your Southeastern offense scoring 55 points. Let's go to the defense. Did you know that the defense is the nation's leading defense in Division II at forcing turnovers?
I believe it. You're looking at Raheem Wilson, who is now the school's all-time interceptions leader. I mean, you've got to be pretty good to beat a record like that that's held for so long.
But the nation's leading defense didn't have a turnover last game. Can you believe that? But while they didn't have a turnover per se, they were still a pretty strong force to be reckoned with because they had 6.5 sacks on the whole game. Justin Young and Trent Hanna each logged 2 sacks apiece.
Usually when you're in football games and you see 3 sacks, that's a lot. So to see 6.5, that's pretty impressive.
Sion Tafahima and Demarius Lavender each had 1 apiece, and Andrew McBeth logged half a sack. So 6.5 sacks from your Savage Storm defense. Alas, the Savage Storm won, but they did that thing again with the penalties, but I guess it all in all works after all. 8 penalties for 106 yards, but at this point with the rate they're scoring, keep going.
It doesn't matter at all. Their offense is one of the best in the division. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. When you can go ahead and score consistently 40 or more points in multiple games, you're one of the best offenses in the division by far. Don't even try to question it.
Our next Savage Storm football game is at Harding University. That's in Arkansas, so it's going to be quite a drive, but don't worry. We'll have everything you need to know if you can't be there right here on Double Play next week. That game at Harding is at 6 p.m.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
And here's some news on some Southeastern football. Southeastern running back Devlin Wortham and kicker Joel Carlos capped a huge weekend by earning Great American Conference Player of the Week awards. For Carlos, this is his second one in a row. He was perfect on field goals for the second straight week, going 2 for 2, including a season-long 42-yard connection. He also averaged 38 yards per punt on 4 punts, planting 2 of them inside the 20-yard line. And as for Wortham, we already talked about it. He's put himself in the GAC record books after turning in 195 yards on 20 carries with 6 touchdowns.
The meatloaf!
Let's talk about rodeo a little bit. Southeastern capped its home rodeo with a dominating weekend performance where the women took home the top spot while the men finished second. The win moves the Savage Storm women into the first place in the Central Plains Regions team standings, while the men moved up to second in the regional standings. Let's scoot over. Women's cross country, Southeastern's Michaela Coppage turned in a top 10 finish to lead the Savage Storm at the OBU Invitational, where they finished 8th as a team.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while. you could miss it.
Let us take a look at Southeastern athletic calendar.
The women's volleyball team will be playing Friday, October 14th versus Ouachita Baptist in Durant starting at 7, and then the very next day the team takes on Henderson State at 1 p.m. here in Durant as well. Then they go ahead and play Dallas Baptist the next week on Tuesday, October 18th in Dallas at 6 p.m.
Let's take a look at men's golf. They'll travel to Wichita Falls on Monday, October 17th and Tuesday, October 18th to take part in the Midwestern State Invitational.
Yo, pick up the phone. What's up? What's up?
Here is what's up in your national sports this week. Everyone knows Dak Prescott leading the Cowboys to 4-1, 3-game win streak, right?
Dak attack.
He's looked pretty impressive, but let's say something. He's still probably a college kid at heart. You know how we love our sleep. I think Dak loves sleep more than he loves Kanye. Dak Prescott this week will be on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he revealed in this week's edition that he turned down tickets to a Kanye concert, opting instead to watch Thursday Night Football. Prescott was given free seats to Kanye's concert at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. He figured that the Thursday night show wouldn't get out till midnight, and he needed time to prepare against Chicago following that Sunday, so he tried to give them to a buddy instead, but that buddy declined. So Prescott and his friends stayed and watched the Patriots go nuts on the Texans, occasionally turning over to watch Clemson and play Georgia Tech.
He wanted to be harder, bigger, faster, stronger.
And here's the exact quote from Dak himself. "I just think about the perception of it all, and I love my sleep." Brandon, would you turn down free tickets to Kanye for sleep?
Probably not. I mean, we're college students, and we go ahead and we turn down sleep for sleep, so...
That's true. The maturation from Dak Prescott being able to turn down Kanye. Whew.
Well, here's the thing that Dak is doing, because he fell to the 4th round in the draft earlier this year because of a DUI that he had. So he's really turning himself around and being a big leader of America's team.
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude?
Well, tune in next week to hear a couple of guys rambling about sports here on Double Play.
Double Play is produced by U92 FM in the Department of Art, Communication, and Theater at Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook, U92 FM. You can also go to YouTube. We upload all of our content there if you miss it this week, or heck, if you just want to listen to it again.
Lucky.
And that's this week's edition of Double Play. I'm Jay.
I'm Brandon.
And we'll see you next time.
I am McLovin.